What up? You know what this is. You're now tuned into the Stitch Sham Show. I am one half Sham Phoenix.
And I am the other half, Stitch Early.
And we are back on set, man.
Yes.
After a rough couple weeks. I'm not even gonna blame this on Stitch. This was all me. I needed the longest vacation.
And some of it, I was about to say,
Yeah,
and some of it was just life.
Yeah, I just needed a minute.
Some of it was life. And I think when you know somebody for so long,
Yeah, you
like
okay.
sometimes I think it's hard to work with people because
You have expectations without actually knowing the person.
yeah. So and then also like not being able to relate.
Yes.
So I think when you can relate to someone, like if you didn't have kids and I had kids, if I was to hit you and be like, yo, I gotta pick up the kids, you kind of like you're used to running and moving how you move. So when a person tells you that, you kind of like, what you mean? Like we made the schedule for this.
Like, no.
Whereas with us, because we're both husbands, fathers, chauffeurs, employees, like all of that. So when things come up, there's a little bit more of an understanding of like, oh no, you cool. We just book another day and
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's not like we paying for studio time or nothing. So you know what I mean? That's
we will figure it out.
We'll
and that's I think that's like the dopest thing, because even during like the time I was taking a break and I was trying to focus on the things I needed to kind of iron out.
Yeah.
I was thinking in the back of my mind, like, oh man, I told Zoe this, I told Zoe that, I told him this. And in between time, we communicated the whole time, but it's just still like, it's like it's on your mind. And I was just like I was burnt out. I was tired.
And I understood that, joint, because
I was just like,
I've been at those moments. And I think the one thing and we talked about this like on a previous episode, talking about in the sense of like allowing grace for people. So imagine like I hit, because I think it was one time you had hit me and was like, it was like a sinus infection. Yeah. And I was like, nah, son, you got.
Oh yeah, I remember that, Joe. You was like, no, you got to fight through it. I was like, fight through it.
You got to fight through it. We got to do the pod.
And I bust out laughing. The minute I saw it, I bust out laughing, because I know that's not how we
Because it's like, nah, take care of that, because I would want the same grace.
Yeah.
If I'm in the situation where it's like, yo, I ain't feeling too well, I know we supposed to be doing something, I want a person to be able to be like, nah, you good, we can figure it out another, so it
makes it a whole lot easier too, because then when you're not dealing with the stress of like your business affairs while you're trying to handle the stress of your family situations and things like that.
And I think there's a certain anxiety that comes with not being able to voice how you really feel.
Yes.
In the sense of like, say it was that type of thing where it was like, dang, I know every time if I tell him it's gonna be it's gonna be an issue. He gonna see when he see me, it's gonna be you end up being like,
it just make you want to quit. To be honest,
it makes you
like,
not even.
I
would rather just not deal with the situation and feel this way. Yeah. I'd rather be done. Yeah. So I think having that type of rapport, I think it just makes it easy for people to work together.
Yeah.
And it probably makes it just a smoother transition.
It does. It makes it a way smoother transition.
And it's like, so it's even in the sense of like the other day you hit me and you were like, yo, did you hear the new joint from Anderson .Paak?
Yes.
And Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
And because they've been on tour before, it was like, yo, that makes sense. Like,
it's crazy, because what happened was I saw all the interviews before actually hearing the song.
Okay, so I just saw the imagery. I saw, because I follow both of them. Yeah, I saw the cover. Yeah, so I was like, and when I first saw it, I was like, yo, this is gonna be nuts.
Immediately I knew, because I know what Bruno can do and I know what Anderson can do, and I just thought to myself like, okay, this probably should be really good. And then when I seen the interviews, like their energy is great.
It's almost like, so you remember when R. Kelly and Jay-Z did?
We knew it wasn't real.
Worlds, whatever it was.
It didn't look right.
You never really saw that there was a rapport between them. It just seemed like, yo, you the biggest over there, I'm the biggest over here.
Unless Hov was just at that point in his life where he was just trying to be overly cool.
Yeah, like let's do whatever.
You're doing too much.
Exactly. Whereas this, when I watched the interview, it was like,
yo,
oh, y'all really rock.
yo,
with each
y'all
other.
really
like,
be
y'all,
kicking it.
Y'all kick it.
Like for real, for real.
Yeah.
And when I seen that, I was like, okay, so let me go listen to this. Let me go listen to the song. And then I listened to the song and was like, all right.
That joint. So I think the thing that was just so good about it was I do feel like you'll hear a lot of people say like R&B is dead, and it's like I'm not one of those people that
I don't think
subscribe to that because I think that there is a large segment of people out there that do the R&B that we grew up on. Maybe not sonically, but I think one of the things that you had pointed out, like, and Deion Cole had in his stand up, he had a joke about it.
Yes, I remember that. I know what you're talking about.
Where he was saying like,
you about to get this.
You about to get this. Like, yeah. And he was like, and so in music at one point, even when we knew there were sexual connotations and things like that,
it just wasn't
songs,
overdrawn. It wasn't overdone.
Overt. It wasn't like
super
in your face. You know what I'm saying? Girl, you about to get it. It was like, yo, I ain't even know that this song was about. Like, oh, dang, that's crazy. I want to bathe in your waterfalls. You be like, I know what that means, but that's what's up. Let me shower you with my love.
Yeah, like okay, all right.
You go, oh man, shower. Like, no, that's not the shower he talking about. Like,
but it was nice it was good to the, it was nice
good to the ear.
Yeah.
And so for some reason, when I was listening to the song, like it made me think of like New Edition. Oh, like it took me
beautiful music.
Yeah, it took me back to where it was like you wanted to hear, hey girl.
Yeah, like, this is pretty.
That type of joint. Yeah,
that's the first thing I like when the first jump. I was like, this is gonna be pretty. Nah, let me tell you something about vocally about Bruno Mars.
Yeah,
I think it takes a while. I think sometimes his songs are so big that it kind of takes away from his actual ability. Like you forget about his actual ability.
Almost like, and not comparing him to this person.
Yeah.
But almost like Michael Jackson.
Yes. Where the songs are so big that you kind of, even with Mike, right? Like we knew young Mike headed into adult Mike that his voice as a young man was just a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, it might be one of the top 5 voices.
Yeah, he had an adult voice at 10.
Yeah, just, you know what I mean? Like could just really sing.
Yeah.
In this song, Bruno's voice was just like, I was like, okay, he's coming for the Chris Allen out here.
And I think the ability, the fact that both of them play instruments, both of them songwrite.
Yeah. It
just seems like
explosion.
I don't know, it just makes it us working together, like when we sit and we write a song,
it's great.
It's an easier transition because it's like, man, we sometimes have sat back and been like,
oh wow.
Yo, that was
dope.
That was easy. And we like just
I
did that.
know
joint.
they felt that way.
I know that they were in that joint. And it was the one interview where Bruno Mars was talking about he was like, yeah, you know, Anderson, he got like a little groove that he gets into.
Yeah.
And he was like, and then I realized like that's just his groove. That's the joint that's his joint. You know, so it's like you could tell that they were feeding off of each other. And it was more of a building of records than like yo, hey, I'm gonna send you this. I'm gonna send you this.
Yeah. You know what? And now that because we're talking about this, I need to point out a couple things. Being that we are media-esque people now, right?
Yeah.
And I watched every Silk Sonic interview that I could possibly watch.
Yeah.
The Breakfast Club is really bad at interviewing people. Like I understand Charlemagne's persona and all that stuff, but I hate the fact that they go plucking for things that are not there.
So the thing to me with the Breakfast Club is so it's almost, I'm trying, like the person that I'll pull up because like love him, but like Stephen A.
Yeah.
So I feel that once, for some people, like for some people, there's an on-off switch.
Yeah.
Like you can see the on-off switch. Like the one thing I'll say about like Joe Budden is I've been following Joe Budden.
And he's always the same way.
Joe Budden has always been that way.
Yeah.
Joe Budden was like that when he found out about social media and the internet before everybody else. And he was on there with Joe Budden TV. He was wilding on artists like he does now. Yeah. He always has spoke his opinion. I've never looked at Joe Budden and been like, yo, when does that turn off? It's like, no, that's him.
Yeah.
Whereas with Stephen A., you can tell sometimes that it's like it's a turn.
Yeah,
it's an on switch.
Yeah.
And I feel sometimes with the Breakfast Club, as much as like I say that like Charlemagne probably is one of the biggest switches from like of growth that we've seen in a person from when he was with Wendy Williams to now, it almost becomes like I don't necessarily go to the Breakfast Club for like informative interviews unless they have a specific
unless the person itself, like I know, like for me, I'll watch them if in the headline the person itself, like the person that's being interviewed, is sharing information.
They're coming, like they have certain guests that come, like when Tamika Mallory comes up there, you're not like, they know who to push them buttons with.
Yes.
When my son comes up there, when there's certain individuals, when they come up there, it's like, oh, so this ain't play time.
No, we're not gonna do that.
We're not doing that this time.
Yeah.
But then there's certain people that come up there that's like, okay, we can do all of the extras. And you sometimes leave the interview kind of like, all right, where else are they going on the press run so I could get some of the information that I want?
I agree. And like, I felt like Charlemagne kept plucking at Bruno, and I was like, this is not even the time for that. Like, why are we doing this right now?
And asking things that people have said and
it's like, we don't care about,
we
don't care about none of that right now.
Like, and I feel that most people do it just for the simple fact of, I feel when someone who doesn't look like you does something that you can't do,
you get upset.
For some people, they get offended by it.
It'd be like,
and it's like, well, he ain't this complexion. Well, he's not this race, or he's not. Yeah. And it's like, what does that matter at the end of the day? Like, in the sense of, if I'm a minority, I'm a minority. Like, at the end of the day,
I don't even know who Bruno Mars is. I think he's
I don't even know what Bruno Mars is to say.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I know he is, I believe, of like Spanish.
Yeah, something like that. Right?
You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was like Hawaiian or something. I don't know.
I
really don't know.
So it's like saying the same thing, with like Anderson .Paak. We know a little bit more about him. Yes. I know a little bit more about him and his journey than I do Bruno Mars. You know what I mean? Like, I know Bruno Mars mostly from like the music stuff.
Yeah, I don't really know too much. I know one thing, he's talented as all get up.
Facts, 1000%.
But
I was happy that because the one thing that I didn't know is, I was like, will they find a happy medium? Or will it, I didn't want, me personally, I didn't want 24 karat from them.
No.
I do feel that on the album
it'll be something like that.
It'll be something on there, but I'm glad that the first record was like a chill, like,
it's what I say. It's this like, to me, it's a cleaner version of No Worries.
Oh, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's got that funk soul feel.
It's literally. It's like they brought both of their, because I really liked the first half of Anderson's last project.
Ventura.
I liked the first half, and some of the sounds in it remind me of the sounds of
Bruno
that
worked on that record with him a little bit.
So that's why when I heard, I was like, I really liked it. I was like, yo, this joint right here, this is good right here.
From one of the interviews, they basically said they've been working for like almost 2 years together.
Because when they went on tour is where the idea came.
They started going to the studio. So you think about 2017, and then they said like throughout 2008.
And then 2020, we don't got nothing but time.
We can just sit
and we can perfect what we've already been working on. Like that.
And I didn't know Anderson .Paak was married. They brought that up in the Breakfast Club interview.
Oh, okay.
And it's just refreshing to see people own it. You know what I mean? Like,
and
not how Ja Rule did, where he's like,
I think for
like,
some
years,
you've
been married for like 12 years.
For so many years, like not knowing like if LL, Fat Joe,
all y'all dudes is married. What are y'all doing? What are we doing here?
But I think the thing is, now people are more vested in your personal life.
Yes.
Than probably ever.
Yeah, ever before. Way before.
Not even just in music, in everything.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what you're doing, if you're a broadcaster on TV, like you're bringing people into your life on social media and stuff. So I think, seeing people actually not run from it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's dope.
I think I told you last night, like, I really believe that whatever, and their rollout is super dope, right? They're like, look, we got nothing but time. Things ain't changing no time
Exactly.
soon. Don't rush us to give you the album.
We're gonna give it to you when we give it to you.
How we want to give it to you.
Yes.
And that is refreshing to me because I feel like if they had put it out in full, that it would be forgotten really quick. And I don't feel like this music should
would come and go.
Treated that way.
And especially because we're inside right now.
Yeah.
And because we're inside, I probably watch more movies, more.
Yes.
You run because you're
you want to
looking
take
for
your
things
time.
to run through.
Yes, you're
you know
taking
what
your
I mean?
time.
Yeah,
so I like the fact that they're going to take their time and kind of roll things out how they want to, because I feel like we need a shift in music towards that, because I don't feel like the effort, like you could tell that the song that they wrote was effort put into
facts.
Making that song.
It was like well put together. And there was something that somebody said. So it's a negative, but I understood it.
Yeah.
From how he said it. So like Joe Budden was talking about it and he was like, he loved it.
Yeah.
And he was saying his one negative take.
Yeah.
He was like, if I had to find a negative take,
yeah,
he was like, is that it was too polished. And so at first I was like, what do you mean by that? But then I understood what he meant to a certain extent.
Yeah.
In the fact of like what you were saying, like how well it was put together. So oftentimes like in those 70s songs and stuff like that, or even when you watch a movie.
Yeah.
So you know how like you watch a movie and you know that what was written for this actor is on the page.
Yeah.
But you'll watch it and you'll be like, yo, he probably did
improv'd a little bit.
He probably improv'd on that. Yeah. And so I think we'll see more of that. So I understood what he was saying by that, in the sense of a lot of the times, like even what was the record that we be listening to? Remember we was like, we want to do a record like that. And it was, man, it's where it's really no beat. She's really talking.
Diana Ross.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so how you could tell in that record that there was stuff that was written, but then there was a lot of like, yo, run that back. I think I want to do something different. I just want to. So I think in the live show, we'll get to see more of the spontaneous.
I think this is I think the reason why that happened that way is Anderson .Paak is not a top 40 radio type of guy. He can make things that could probably go on there, but Bruno Mars is a top 40 radio smash hit.
And I think that's where it came more from the Bruno side than the Anderson side, because Anderson is more like,
I'm just
free flowing. I'm just jamming. And Bruno is like, I know because I go there. Yeah, that's where I live. I live over there.
I'm about that.
And so we're gonna put the furniture like this.
Yes.
We're gonna move this here.
Yes.
The plant is gonna be right here.
Yeah.
And when they see this,
top 40,
we in there.
And that's what they did. They made a top 40.
Nah, facts.
This will probably be at the top.
There's nothing that you can find wrong with that record.
There's nothing.
And so that's why I understood what he was saying, because he's like, it's not a negative.
But Joe's a hip hop guy,
where
he would look for those
spontaneity.
Yeah.
Yeah, we look for those things. It's one of the reasons we love Kanye.
Yeah.
Like, especially old Kanye, is because you would hear stuff and be like, oh, he just ain't go back and fix that.
Yeah,
he just left it.
And I love it.
I kind of like it.
And that's cool. Like I have no problem with perfecting and keeping things super sharp, especially for someone like, I could see if it wasn't Bruno, if it was just Anderson by itself, then I'd be like, oh, Anderson's trying to go. But with Bruno attached to it, you got to understand where it's
24 Karat is like a record that is like, it's all it's Kawhi Leonard. Like that.
Super Kawhi Leonard.
It's Kawhi. It's like, it's not going to be.
That's actually a great analogy. Now that I think about it, it's super calculated.
It's Kawhi. You know what I'm saying?
I know what I'm doing.
Whereas like Anderson .Paak is more Kyrie.
Yeah. I'm spin around the back, throw it.
Oh, you went up? Oh.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, you know what I'm saying?
That was really good. That was a great analogy. Well, speaking of basketball, so somewhere in San Bernardino, California, a coach by the name of Michael Anderson was suspended for 2 games because they beat another team 161-2. Now, his school did not suspend him. The Board of Education, or whomever is oversight over the San Bernardino, that area of San Bernardino, California, suspended him.
You gonna suspend me because...
And from what we understand is that they felt like he ran up the score. But at what point first of all, the end score was 161 to 2. So at what point was the score being ran up?
Not like they had 30.
No.
Not like they had. And so I looked it up because when you called me, I was like, all right, let me find this joint. So I'm guessing that this is just coming to light. So it happened in, I think, 2017.
It happened in 2017?
Yeah. So it happened in 2017, but I don't think I never heard nothing about it.
Why did it just come up?
There were a few publications that just did stories on it.
Oh.
So
I thought it was like just recent.
Yeah. So when you had told me, I was like, I went and I looked and I was trying to search. All this stuff came up. And then there were it was like 4 or 5 publications that I went to that like were doing a story on him.
Oh, okay.
And so,
because supposedly this program was a losing program.
Yeah.
And he turned this program around.
And 161 to 2. I'm like, but what it made me think of is just in the society that we're in now, like, have we become like too sensitive?
Oh, yes, we have.
Like too sensitive.
Yes, we have.
And I'm not even talking about so much. I do understand, like, there are real things that are offenses.
Yeah.
Like there are real things. Like there are real derogatory terms that are used for Black people, for Asian people, for Spanish people. Yeah. Those are real things that you went through. And then there's just this la la land. Yeah. This place of make believe where I can just become offended at whatever.
It don't matter.
And it doesn't matter. Cancel culture.
You have to be in tune with my emotions, and just one individual can bring up something and create an atmosphere for a bunch of people.
And then those bunch of people latch on.
Yeah, and be like, oh, you know what? I felt that way before.
That way too. And then it just grows and it's like
really?
this ain't even nothing. Like this.
Yeah, it's one of like I think when we were talking, I said it. Like the person who should have been suspended was the dude who only scored one bucket.
He should have been fired because y'all got one bucket. Like, I'm gonna get fouled. You could at least say, "Hey, just drive to the bucket." They gonna try to block his shot.
Like, so then I asked myself, I was like,
it made me
because it made me want to see the game because I was like, is that 2 foul shots? Is it one?
And if you got 2 foul shots, that means you can hit foul shots. That means you should try to get back there. 160. When I saw, like, you telling me was one thing. Yeah. Me looking at it and seeing, and like when you see it, you was like 161 to 2. Like to 2.
And then you suspend the coach that won?
That don't sound like Golden State Warriors.
It did. Like played a Satoma team.
Exactly. Like they was just jacking threes all day.
That joint is crazy. Yeah. And like you said, I think we have become sensitive. Kids can't take losing. They can't take
everybody
criticism.
gets a it's a everybody trophy. Yeah. And I forget who had the joke. It was like, you know, my daughter, she made a drawing at school and came home, was like, "Daddy, are you gonna put this one on the refrigerator?" And he was like, "Nah, everything don't need to be up on the refrigerator.
Yeah, I don't like it.
This ain't good enough to make it up there."
And that's the thing that I have a problem with. We've become a culture where you can't not like something,
and it's causing and there's nothing wrong with being sensitive, but taking offense, to me, it's almost what do we say? We say a lot of kids now, they're like they think that everything is owed to them. Entitled. Yes. It's almost like this sense of entitlement.
Yeah, like I gotta like you. I don't have to like you.
I don't have to like you. You don't have to like everything. You
cool.
might watch this broadcast and be like, "Man, that shirt is ugly." All right, cool, no problem. You don't gotta wear it.
You don't have to wear it.
But what I'm not about to do is be like, "You're not gonna don't you shirt shame me."
What can I do to change it to make you like it?
It's like, nah.
Like, no.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that it almost is breeding people that are to where now I feel that people are looking for it. Yeah. And so this wasn't even for us talk. I had totally forgot about this too. You had said something. And so we had talked like episodes ago about allowing people time to grow. Like if you might have met me as a teenager, some of the stuff that came out of my mouth, I would be canceled in 2021.
I said a whole bunch of crazy
wilding.
Stuff.
Like, so it came out. I guess now they're trying to cancel Eminem and Dr. Seuss. What? So it came out that I think Dr. Seuss used to work. I'm not going to say Disney, but he worked for some publication before he became Dr. Seuss.
Okay.
He worked for some publication, and a lot of the drawings and the different things that he was drawing, it would depict like the Sambo type of drawings, blackface, the word nigga on stuff and things like that. But this is before he was Dr. Seuss, when he was younger.
Yeah.
He had a lot of derogatory stuff like about Asian people. Like these are like artworks and drawings that were in publications and stuff like that. He went to the military, joined the military at one point. I think he was in World War II, I think. Yeah. I want to say. And ends up at some point in the military over, I think, in Vietnam War. Maybe y'all can check the facts on this, but I'm just giving the paraphrase. Yeah. So he somehow ended up where Asian people were. Yeah. And realized like, man, I was wilding. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they actually, it was he's a part of the Four Horsemen in battle rap. It's a Christian Street Hymns. Yeah. So his name is Street Hymns, a Christian rapper. He had did like a thing on this. Yeah. And he was saying that Horton Hears a Who, a lot of people felt that it was about one thing, but he was like, after going and seeing all this stuff, he felt that Horton Hears a Who is actually about Dr. Seuss coming to the reality of how wrong he was by judging other people based on like how he was raised and things like that, and coming to realize like, yo, man, I kind of messed up. I ain't that was wrong for me. So he was just basically saying like, do we cancel people when they have actually like, no one had to bring it to your attention that you were wrong? Yeah. You realized the wrongs of your ways, and you brought it to Front Street and was like, yo, I was wilding. Yeah. Like X, Y, and Z, apologies, and I'm gonna move forward and show you like, and I think that in the place that we do that, where we give that leeway more than anywhere else, is entertainment. Yeah. Like if in your regular life you did something wrong, and everyone in your city is gonna be looking at you crazy. Yeah. But when you have a Chris Brown or any, you know what I'm saying, who makes a mistake, you know what I'm saying, whether however you feel about it, right or wrong, makes a mistake, and as soon as we get that good record though, we like, all right, it's like, okay, cool, no problem. I feel you. Like, it's cool. I knew you didn't really mean to do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things to where it's like, where is that line at where people are just like, oh, it happened, let's cancel them. Oh, it happened, let's cancel them. Yeah, I think cancel culture made sense in the beginning. Mm-hmm. But as time went on, we realized, I think what we started to realize was people are just imperfect. Facts. And if we go around canceling everybody for their mistakes, I'm canceled too. And the cancelers would be canceled. Yeah. Like y'all got because y'all got skeletons. Everybody would be canceled because we all have things. Like you said, we all have things that are just that in the eyes of somebody else might not be seen as the correct. It's gonna be like, oh no, that's not. You ain't supposed to move like that. Yeah. And some things are based upon how you were raised. Like if Dr. Seuss, I don't know his real name, if his parents were racist and he was taught to be that way without even understanding why, he's just doing what his parents tell him to do. And then finally he gets away from his family and away from the people that have taught him these things. And he meets people and goes, what in the world was I thinking? I love this person from Vietnam. This is my homie right here. Because you don't know better. You don't know any better. You don't know no better. I feel that if you take a black kid and you put him in a Spanish household, like if when Michaela was born, I just dropped her off with my family in Panama, and she gets raised over there, Michaela is coming back sounding Spanish. Yeah. It's totally different from point blank period, because it's what she was raised around. So that's what the other day she go, so she's standing on the bed and she was like, yeah, I was trying to find it, but I can't find that joint. And so Tanisha's like, what? You can't find what? She's like, that joint. That's what daddy say. because she hears me
say it.
she hears I talk.
And you say it all the time. A joint could be anything.
A joint could be anything. It could be a people person, a place or thing.
I watch that joint. That joint was
joint. Be like, what is he talking? Oh, he talking about the movie.
The movie.
Man, yo, I went and picked that joint up. That joint, what he talking about? Oh, he picked up his food.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Yeah, because you know,
she's deciphered that a joint can be anything.
She's like, oh, so it's just a thing. So if I'm talking about something and I don't want to say the thing, it's a joint. Like that's what it is. And so it's one of those things that she has learned that from just being around the person. I didn't teach her and sit her down and say this is what it is, but I'm around a person and I hear them say this. She knows, when Uncle Mark come over, where the beats.
Yeah. I'm
going where's I'm getting something.
Yo, I'm getting a gift.
Because she knows.
So did you borrow
she's
something?
Like, did you bring me something? Because every time I see you I get something.
Yeah.
And you haven't ever sat with her and been like, when I see you, I'm going to give you stuff.
She just knows that.
She just know if I see Uncle Mark and I
or if I ask him for something, most
of the time I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So some things are just innately in you because of what you were raised around.
Yes,
who you were.
most definitely.
And so I think that we often do have to give people an opportunity to change. It's when you don't see the change where I understand.
Where you go,
I get that. I get that.
Much.
You're wilding. Like you didn't learn nothing.
Yeah, and I'm just not a big fan of cancel culture, only because I know how flawed I am as an individual, and I'm not going to do everything 100% right 100% of the time. And I may do something stupid. I may do something out of pocket. I may do something out of character that you might not like, or it happens. It's just the way it is.
It's life. The one thing I am a fan of is stupid people getting canceled. People that do dumb things and not opening up doors for others getting canceled. So like when you hit me about the story about the 161 to 2, remember we were talking, and there's a story about Renee Montgomery.
Okay, WNBA player. She stopped playing in the WNBA to almost like Maya Moore for a little bit to focus on some social justice aspect, use her platform for some positive stuff.
And in that, me reading up on it, there were multiple times where she reached out to the owner of the Atlanta Dream.
Okay. Who is
I think she's a senator. Yeah. And I know whatever she was running on, she was wild. Yeah. She was like
running like Trump-esque type stuff.
Yeah, she was Trumpet. Like, like
Trumpet?
She's a Trumpet.
That is hilarious.
That's what she was.
Trumpet.
Kelly Loeffler. I think that's her name. Kelly Loeffler. Yes. And so from what Renee Montgomery was saying is just the stuff I guess the rhetoric and things like that Miss Loeffler was spewing. LeBron even caught wind of LeBron
was like, I'll take the team off your hands.
Like,
if you can't respect the people, the people that play for you, I'll take it off your hands.
Yeah. And so there was a group that got together, and in that group was Renee.
And she actually played for the Atlanta Dream.
Played for the Atlanta Dream
a long time ago, yeah.
And so she was able to go in with them, and they purchased the team. So now she's
the first former player to
actually be
a part of ownership in the W. And she's African American.
She's African American.
Let's give it up, Black Girl Magic. I don't like that term anymore. Black Girl Magic.
And it's Women's History Month.
Oh yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's Women's History Month.
Yeah. And just because I said that, I do not like the term Black Girl Magic. I'm gonna tell you why. It's hard work, right? African American women have it tough.
At first, when you said, I was like,
magic makes it seem like it's easy.
I see what you're saying.
It's not easy. And I know Black women coined the phrase, and I understand why they use it, because for other people it seems like it just happens. But for me as a Black man and being married to a Black woman, I know
the work to go,
the work it takes, right? Even if we go on the side of cosmetically, the things that they have to do, they can't wear their hair a certain way, they can't dress in certain clothes because of their body shapes and things like that. Like, they have it so difficult. They always have to go around some type of curve or stop when a wall is built, figure out a way up or around the wall, like all of these things. So I don't think it's like one of these things where it's just one of those things where they're so graceful, like that they make it look easy.
No, and that's what I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
In my head, like I always thought from the standpoint of them coining it,
I
always felt it was a thing of like almost like obey.
Yeah, like a little seasoning.
Hey, you put hey, let me get in there
and I'm gonna hook it up.
Oh no, that's all you need. So it's like I see your side in the sense of other people saying it could flip it to it being like when you say, oh, magic, voila, it's done. And it's like, nah, like we've had, like you said, seeing like our moms and you know what would actually black women have to actually do in order to be seen. And then I think for those that make it, when they make it, it's like for the ones that you know, like a Renee Montgomery, you know what I'm saying, like those that actually get to make it, and you see them step in the rooms, and you go like, man, they switched it around.
Oh man,
so it almost gives off the impression
that it's easy.
That it's like, oh man,
you just turn it on and off, but it's not. What I mean? It's not like that.
So I see what you're saying.
And like I said, I'm not trying to cancel the term. Like I said, I'm tired of that.
No, we can't.
Stuff. I don't want to cancel the term. They can use. I'm saying from my mindset, I don't want people to get so caught up in that saying that you forget the type of work that
that goes behind it.
You know, for a black woman to.
For it to look like magic. And that the crazy thing is, like you saying that, like the hard work that goes in, like we were just talking about with Bruno Mars. Like when you hear that song, it can seem like, man, they're both talented. It was just
could have just happened like
magic.
That.
But us knowing and we've been in the studio and knowing the process, it's like the right words and the right melodies and the right breakdowns and things like that. It takes a lot for that thing to look like magic.
Yes. For it to look like boom, something, you know, something real special is happening here. And I think that's always the difficult part of any form of entertainment is to keep that magical nature, allure of it all. Like even when we talk about this upcoming weekend, is it tonight or tomorrow night? Tomorrow night for the NBA All-Star game. Like they have a lot of obstacles to run around, and COVID has not been really kind to them this season. A lot of teams have suffered with catching COVID and things like that.
Players having to be out, teams having to be reconstructed.
And I think because they didn't want to bring people back to the bubble, the experience was, I think, a little rough mentally on some of the players.
This is where some of them, like even Brian talked about, man, I don't want to do no All-Star game. Like I had 2 months off. Like
he was like, my body will be there, but my mind is not going to be there.
Yeah,
and I think that's a tough thing. And even with this All-Star game, which is kind of bubble-esque.
Yeah, because we're not getting the 3 days.
No, we're not getting
We're
the
getting
3 days.
basically like 5 hours.
Yeah, just a 5-hour window.
Bubble
we're
window.
going to entertain you guys, and let's see where it goes from there. So, I mean, I'm looking. Can't say I'm looking forward to it because the season to me has been blah.
Yeah.
It hasn't been like there's been a couple highlight moments like Anthony Edwards dunking on Yawan. Well, I don't know how you say that man's name. But he got
on him.
He got piked on.
I did like his response though.
Yeah. Oh, the dude that got dunked on?
Yes.
Okay. What was his?
I did like his response. It was long.
Yeah.
But his response was basically like, I could get dunked on 100 times. I'm gonna always go up to try to stop the block.
Hey,
I'm always go up to try to stop that joint. And I was like,
bruh.
I respect it.
But if you get dunked on in the process, just know
you got murdered. I was like,
they look like NBA jams.
That joint was bad. If Edwards was like bigger,
he probably
might have looked worse because then he wouldn't have failed.
Yeah,
it would have looked like Brandon Knight.
He would have just landed.
Brandon Knight went up and DeAndre Jordan.
That's vicious.
Yeah, so it might look like that.
So even like I saw a little bit of the picking of the teams, and I could see the saltiness in certain picks.
Oh yeah, facts.
It was super like
the Utah Jazz joint was the funniest joint because Brian was like, man, when we play video games back in the day, I'm just being honest. Even when John Stockton was there, we don't pick Utah. I've never played with the Jazz. I never thought to play with the Jazz. 1-2
times in my career. When I think it might have been NBA 2K17, I got drafted to the Utah Jazz.
Okay, you had to play.
I ain't
never played.
But I've never picked them like me and you about to play. I
gotta play with John Stockton. And
this never happened. So it was a little saltiness there, and then like he didn't pick any of the Brooklyn Nets,
Yeah,
he didn't pick any Nets players.
He didn't pick no Nets players. Yeah.
It's just
yeah.
LeBron and Kevin Durant are petty people.
Because they're a lot of like LeBron is a little bit more smooth with his petty.
Yeah.
And
Kevin Durant is like
nonchalant.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm being petty.
Exactly. Kevin Durant is like, I'm gonna create a whole nother account and be petty over here.
I definitely left Golden State because of Draymond Green. Like, okay, all right.
Yeah, that joint is
and
crazy.
Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where like it didn't make me excited to see the All-Star game.
Yeah, like even like the dunk contest.
Now I'll tell you this though.
So there's two people in the dunk. Two of them I was like, but there was two. And I because I don't even know the names off the break.
I'm gonna tell you, people can sleep if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
Cassius Stanley has.
Who do he play for?
He plays for Indiana.
Okay, so it's Indiana. It was him and Toppin.
Yeah, Obi Toppin plays. Yeah, Obi Toppin
plays.
So
those are the two that I think.
Yeah, Obi is athletic
because Obi did a joint in practice.
Yeah,
and the joint that he did in practice, I was like,
all
right.
He's super athletic. Yeah. But let me tell you something about Kate. Mm-hmm. Anybody who gets a chance, go online and watch Cassius Stanley highlights. You can watch. He played at Duke.
Okay,
played at Duke. But watch his high school highlights.
Mm-hmm.
This kid can jump like he has. You got to merge two people to talk about his athletic ability.
Oh, okay, got you.
He has, Zach LaVine and Gerald Green.
Oh, so I need to watch because I remember seeing him play at Duke, but I've never seen any like highlights to be like, oh, yo,
head above the rim.
Oh, that's wild. Okay.
Yeah, when you get a chance, watch the highlights on Cassius Stanley. I would tell anybody to watch highlights on Cassius Stanley.
Right,
super. That's why, because when I seen it on social media, people immediately started like, "Oh, who are these guys?" Yeah. I was like, "Please don't sleep on these young."
Because it's a dude from the Bulls, right?
Is it
a dude from the Bulls?
Is it? No, I thought it was Obi Toppin, Cassius Stanley, and Anthony Simmons.
And it's a fourth one.
Anthony Simons.
And it's a fourth one.
No, I thought it was only 3.
Is it?
Yeah, it's only 3, I think.
The highlight joint that I saw had 4, but it could be
might
3.
be.
It could
but
be
I know
3.
Anthony Simons plays for the Trailblazers.
Oh, that might have been what it was when I saw that joint because they had the red jerseys.
Yeah,
okay. Right,
Anthony Simons is he plays for the Trailblazers.
Got you.
But he can get up too.
Yeah,
and like all 3, because I think it's 3. If it is 4, I don't know who that 4th person is.
It might be.
It just shows you how much I've been paying attention to it.
I said, I didn't know that it was tomorrow until today.
Yeah,
I was thinking it was like in a couple weeks because normally once they do like the draft and everything, I'm like, okay, so it's gonna be a week before we see it.
Yes,
and that joint was like, it is March 7th.
I've been more caught up in like WandaVision opposed to
WandaVision. Son.
It's crazy.
That joint is tough. Crazy. Like you have to get for people that if you're not into it, I always tell people you have to watch the first 2 episodes.
And you got to stick through it. You got to stick through it.
If you just leave after episode 1, then I'll tell you about episode 5 and you'll be like, what? I ain't even know I got there.
Yeah. So you got to be patient with it. So I've been more in that type of stuff. Now I do get alerts on my Fire HD.
Yeah.
I get alerts on every game that's played whenever a game is played. I get the scores and then if I click on it, it'll show me the highlights. Okay. So I really don't watch full games. I watch highlights.
I'll normally see it on YouTube or like in the morning, turn on Sports Center.
Yes, or Undisputed and catch it there, stuff like that. Yeah.
There. Same thing with football and all the other, sports and stuff. But no, I'm excited to see I wish Kevin Durant was playing. I don't think the East is going to win.
No.
Just because LeBron was that starting, you heard what Giannis was like, Giannis didn't know what the starting 5 was, right?
Yeah.
So so he's in an interview and they're like, so you happy about All-Star? And he's like, yeah. And then, so he's like, they picked the team and he's like, oh, for real? He's like, yeah. So it's you, LeBron, Jokic, Steph Curry, and Luka. He was like, and Giannis that's the starting 5? He was like, "Oh, it's over."
Yeah, because Giannis comes for blood,
and Giannis don't got to worry about shooting or nothing. Like LeBron is very strategic. He's like, "I'm gonna get 3 shooters. We got our big man that can shoot in Jokic. Yep. We got Steph Curry who can shoot and pass. Yep. We got Luka who can shoot and pass.
Yeah,
I don't even really got to do much. And then we got the freight train of Giannis. Yo, I'm chilling. Like, I'm chilling.
One thing I like about Giannis, when he comes to the he playing it like it's a regular game.
It's a regular game.
He trying to dunk on people.
Hopefully he don't got to shoot no free throws, because if it come down to free throws, it's not going to be
happened?
good.
What happened to stars not being able to shoot free throws? Like, when did that happen? When did that become a thing?
I honestly feel that people started working on the other, I remember when starting out in basketball, like, free throws was a poignant thing.
Oh man, you needed to know how to do that.
It became a thing to where it's like there's more focus on the other stuff. There's more focus on the dribble. There's more focus on the counter moves, the 3-point shooting than there actually is. You know what I'm saying?
It's just sad because you be like, what happened to free throw shooting? Like that's important down the stretch of the game.
Because back in the day, you had high percentages for certain players. Like back in the day, so
like Mike wasn't no terrible free throw shooter.
Yeah, Bron has always been shaky.
A little shaky.
Yeah. So
AD is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
AD's pretty good.
Shaq was
terrible, bro. They had Shaq standing at the 3-point line. They was trying everything.
And then I don't get what's his name? Dwight Howard be standing at the 3-point.
Yeah, he be standing at the top of the key.
Top of the key.
He be making them though.
Yeah, he do.
He be making them now. Yeah. But yeah, like I remember DeAndre Jordan had a problem for a little bit.
But they said with DeAndre, they said he would hit in practice. They said in practice he would hit, and then as soon as the game came, nothing.
Yes, I don't know what. I wish we get back to
nervousness or
to working on that, because it's sad because I see other players now, like players in like high school that are not working on that aspect of their game.
Free throws,
they
look
at,
if I can hit a 3-pointer, I can hit a free throw.
It.
I think that's how they look at it.
And
It's
be like, no, bro,
it's
it's not like that. You got to have a different level of concentration. And it does come down to, like I used to tell my sons, it comes down to relaxing your body, because when there's nobody in front of you, there's no contention. It's a different mindset you have to have.
Yeah, it's different. You're not jumping.
No.
You're not. You're standing
really
there.
Just standing by yourself.
And pulling.
And I always tell people your greatest opponent will always be you.
Yeah,
right.
Facts.
So when you're at the free throw line, you're working against your own mentality. You're not working against like, well, how is this person guarding me? And am I quicker? Am I faster?
Can you block out the crowd?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Can you focus? So
exactly.
I think we need to start putting more emphasis on free throws, people. Coaches around the world, please have your players shoot free throws. I'm tired of being in the 1 second left in the game. There's 89 to 88. And
sometimes it could be the equipment. Like Russell Westbrook the other day, he missed 2 free throws.
Yeah.
When he ripped them joints off. He ripped them sleeves off, ended up having to go back to the free throw line, knock them joints down.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we got mad equipment now. Now it's like
everybody trying to look cool.
Knee pads, thigh pads. Like,
you out there playing football. Yeah. It's not necessary.
Yeah. So
you got ankle weights on.
But I mean, we'll see how we go. We'll definitely have an update for y'all on how the All-Star game goes.
How the All-Star game goes. Because I think, like I said, I wouldn't mind if they moved to a 1-day format, because sometimes the 3-day thing is just a little drawn out. Like,
and it's mostly
Rising Star game.
I don't think they really need to do the Friday joint.
Yeah, it's not entertaining.
They could just do Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. I don't want to see 1 year, 2 year players.
Or make it an all-day thing where in the morning,
like
the earlier in the day you have the, you know what I'm saying, just make it a full day.
Yes, that'd be
instead
cool.
of like a 3-day.
I can deal with that.
Yeah,
because the 3-day thing is a little
drawn.
Is a little plain.
Yeah, I don't even watch Friday.
Yeah, I don't watch nothing Friday, and I never watch 3-point contest.
I watch
only watch dunk contest and All-Star game.
All-Star game.
And the All-Star game at this point is not even really.
You really last year was because it was that point thing.
Yes. Remember? Yes, that was
last
good.
year. So
that
they
was
did
good.
it
You
first team to 157 or something like that.
That was good.
That's who wins.
Yes, so
by the time we got to the fourth quarter, they was playing ball because it was like, I
do remember.
It was people fouling on purpose. Like, no, you got to hit these free throws.
Yeah, that was good. Okay,
so hopefully
I stand corrected.
Hopefully
I forgot about that game, and I kind of went for like the last
ones before that. Yeah, I think that they added that. And I think them adding you get to pick your team, like all of those little things, that's what started last year.
Yeah, got things
and
got
them
things
actually
rolling.
televising it.
Yeah,
and televising them picking the team and not like hiding it. Like I'm like these is grown men.
Okay, so I stand corrected.
So
that game last year was
a better one. So I'm hoping that this year. That's what I'm hopeful.
Yeah,
we'll let y'all know.
Yeah, we'll let y'all know how it works out.
Yeah,
and I think it'll be good. I just want to see what it's like to have one day opposed to the 3 days.
It starts at 5.
Okay.
Starts at 5 and then everything leading up until the end. Yeah,
see, I could do that. See, that way you can kind of get your wings and your pizza and all that stuff. Just one, you don't got to buy 3 days of wings and pizza to watch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Hook up with your homies, watch the game,
and chill. You don't got to make chill, man. Schedule out there.
Yeah, you don't got a 3-day schedule is a lot at this age,
especially for food and stuff. Nah, just make that joint one day.
Yeah,
a few hours.
Yeah, we don't
chill.
need all that.
If somebody
we got
late,
to do.
If you want to come for the beginning, you can. If you want to just come at the All-Star,
got to pause my whole weekend for the.
We might do that. I might see what you're doing tomorrow. And see.
Yeah, we can do that.
At the crib.
Yeah, we can do that.
Y'all come through the crib.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out today.
Because all the All-Star weekend actually was like Thought Central.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, either I'm trying to get a baby.
I'm trying to get a baby from a ball player.
Give me a quick baby out this joint,
you know
so I can have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire.
That's what it became.
That's what that should be like.
So much so that they put it in rap records.
That should be the joint for All-Star Weekend. That joint right there. But it's only bad. I know it was. They were talking about somebody. Gilbert Arenas was saying his first All-Star game he went, and it was a dude that wasn't an All-Star. It was an NBA player that wasn't an All-Star. He just was there. Yeah. At the game. And it was some girl that he tried to holler at, and she was like, shouldn't you be in the gym like working on your jump shot or something? Like, you not even in the game. What you not going to do as a regular person is game shade me. Why are you at All-Star Weekend? Shouldn't you be working on your game so you could be like the guys that I'm
you
trying to get pregnant
by?
Like, you know what I'm saying?
You?
I don't want nobody
what's your point for
I don't
game
want
average?
a baby with somebody with a 10-day contract. Yeah. Like, I need somebody who got years.
You don't score over 10 points. You can't do nothing with a baby that.
Yeah, nah.
With you?
That joke is funny, though.
That joke is crazy.
But it is. I feel sorry for them dudes.
I know,
like, not
man.
really.
Yeah, because some of them play themselves.
Like, yeah, you play yourself.
You play yourself.
Yeah, so
I totally understand.
We'll see, though. But
especially as somebody who, like.
I figure you got to get your bread. How you get your bread.
When you marry outside of your league, like, I'm honest about being married outside of my league.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Nah, facts. I get
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I played myself because I was myself when we met.
Son.
You understand what I'm saying?
This is totally off topic.
I know it's totally, but we're here now.
This is totally, because you just said you played yourself. So the other day I'm at work, right?
Yeah.
So this is yesterday. So I'm not going to give too many details because it's work.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving. I'm going to clock out. So I was walking out with one of my coworkers, and another coworker called her. This other coworker is black. Yeah. That I was walking out with. Yeah. So I'm clocking out. So a white coworker of ours. Yeah. Walks over and is like.
I felt like
it's like I hear her whisper to my coworker. Hey, do you know anything about like the Bloods?
The Bloods.
So what you just did is what I said. I was like, what? I'm not even in that conversation. I was like, the Bloods. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, I know your church does outreach and stuff in the community. And I'm like, but what does that have to do with the Bloods? Yeah. So then she looks at me and she's like, and I know you're from Frederick. She's like, do you know anything about the Bloods? I was like, well, the only thing she know about the Bloods is she's covered in the blood of Jesus.
You don't know what you're talking about.
So she was looking confused, and I'm like, why would you even come and ask us that? Like
we just know about gang culture automatically.
Just because we black, we automatically know where all the gangs is. Like, son. So I, and as it's happening, I'm like, nah, she didn't really, and I'm just like, people in general, but white people,
don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Like,
don't do that.
Just because I'm black.
We
that don't mean I know nothing about sports. That don't mean I know nothing about games.
We didn't even know the All-Star game was happening tomorrow.
Like
we play basketball.
And we play basketball. So it's like, just because I may do the things, and I do know a little bit about these things, but just because I know about these things don't give you the right to assume that I know about these things. Yeah. Now, if I was sitting and I had a full red outfit on with a bandana,
and you was listening to Suge,
and I was listening to Suge TED Talks, then you might be able to come and ask me about the Bloods.
I'm sorry,
but
I apologize, white people.
Yo,
We don't know anything about gang culture.
I don't know nothing about that. And even if I did,
Yeah.
I'm not telling you.
Exactly. I shop at Aldi. I get fresh vegetables on a daily basis.
Yeah, like no, I'm
Aldi.
not about to have the Bloods at my door.
Exactly.
Cause
I don't know nothing.
Because you look like the type that would go and tell them.
Snitch on something like,
Lorenzo had told me
what?
y'all was on 5th and Main. Like,
Yeah, now they looking me up on social media trying to kill me. No, I'm good.
Yeah, but that joint, I was just like,
Yeah.
I was like really like, so you thought about this and was like,
Yeah.
I know who I should go at. I'm going to go ask her.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ask her.
Don't do that to us. Now, white people, if you want to do something, you can go to uhrise.music.com.
Yes.
And you can listen to me and Stitch.
1,000%.
We would love that. Or
and
you
then
can go to
ask us questions about that.
patreon.com/Uhrise and donate.
And
donate. Be a part of the university.
And maybe on a video on our Patreon, we may talk about gang culture.
Exactly.
Give your bread.
But you got to pay first.
And you shall see.
You got to pay for information. I'm a
paid
informant.
Exactly. We paid informants.
Exactly.
Come over to Patreon.
Come on over to patreon.com/Uhrise and we can give out gang information. It's crazy. We probably won't do that, but we'll definitely take your money.
Yeah, because like in my mind, I've never thought just to walk up to a white person and be like, hey, white person.
Do you know about the
Beatles? Do
Beatles?
you know anything about school shooters? Do you know anything about serial killers?
Yeah,
I don't think that. Why? Because just because you're white,
right,
and majority of them are white, doesn't mean that you know any information.
Do you ever seen? Is that a real thing?
Do you know about the Aryan Nation? Like, do you like?
Oh man.
In my head, I would just be like, I'm not gonna just go walk up to a random person and say that joint.
It's the world we live in now, man.
But yeah.
But man, we thank y'all guys for tuning in. Like we said, go to patreon.com/Uhrise. You can also go to uhrisemusic.com. Check out things from the team from the university. We thank y'all guys for hanging out with us this evening. Hope you guys get to watch the All-Star game and enjoy yourselves with your family. And we thank y'all for tuning in. I've been Sham Phoenix.
I'm Stitch Early.
And this is Stitch Sham Show. Peace.
Peace.